You won't believe what happened when a former attorney general issued a veiled threat to a sitting congresswoman live on national television. The moment shocked the nation, and what came next, even more dangerous. Just saying, some of these loudmouths in Congress should know, just because you're in office doesn't mean you're untouchable. There are ways to make people quiet down, permanently. The room went still for a second. The host tried to pivot, but it was too late. The comment had landed. And one person watching from her DC apartment had already paused the broadcast. She said, "Quiet down permanently." "That's not a metaphor," Tonya said, standing over her shoulder. Jasmine Crockett didn't answer. She rewound the clip again and again, watching Pam Bondi smile as she delivered the line. Casual, calculated. She's threatening a sitting member of Congress. And she thinks I won't respond, Crockett finally said. "We'll draft a press statement," Tonya offered, already reaching for her phone. "No," Jasmine said. "I'll respond, but not through a tweet. I want the same stage she used, as bigger if possible." By the next morning, a media frenzy had begun. Hashtags flew, hashtag Bondi threat, hashtag protect Crockett. Bondi's team tried to dismiss the comment as sarcasm. But the tone had been unmistakable. And that night, on live television, Jasmine Crockett sat in front of a national audience. When someone in power threatens to silence an elected official, that's not politics, it's authoritarianism. I won't be silenced. I've faced louder voices than Pam Bondi's, and all they've done is prove I'm a threat to their system. It was calm, measured, but underneath was steel. Hours later, Bondi doubled down. In a taped segment, she said, "It's unfortunate. Congresswoman Crockett has taken my comments personally." Sounds like someone's feeling guilty. Jasmine watched the clip in silence, then shut off the screen. The mood in her office had shifted. What began as a confrontation was now something else, something coordinated. She was summoned to a private intelligence briefing the following day. A man in a gray suit slid a folder across the table. "We've been tracking private communications between Bondi and several lobbying firms aligned with paramilitary security outfits." The timing of her statement wasn't random, so this was a signal, Jasmine said. "We believe you're being targeted. Not just publicly, strategically." There was a long pause. "Why me?" she asked. "Because you don't back down," he replied. "And because you're gaining influence faster than they expected." She returned to Capitol Hill with a different posture. The smile was gone. The fire was sharper. And when she stepped into the Oversight Committee chamber, she wasn't just defending herself anymore. "Let me be clear," she said into the microphone. "I'm not here to protect myself. I'm here to expose a network that thinks it can bully, buy, or bury the truth. I won't run. I won't hide. And I will name names." Gasps echoed through the chamber. The next 48 hours were a storm. News anchors questioned her mental state. Online trolls flooded her inbox. Bondi released another video calling Crockett unhinged. But something shifted. The public wasn't buying it. Instead of being silenced, Crockett's words had gone viral in classrooms, on podcasts, in quiet living rooms where people were starting to ask the same question. Why was she being targeted? And then the envelope arrived. Unmarked. Slid under her office door. Inside, a single flash drive. No label, no signature. She locked the door, sat down, inserted the drive. It was footage, unedited, of a meeting. Pam Bondi, 2 lobbyists, former Homeland Security contractor. 1 sentence, spoken clearly through a crack in the microphone. "Crockett's not just noise, she's a liability. We need to shut her down." She stared at the screen, then leaned back in her chair. "They wanted fear," she whispered. "I'll give them fire."